This podcast is sponsored by nobody. Hey dudes, welcome to Splat from the Past, the only 80s themed horror sci-fi show where things can get totally radical. Now today I will be welcoming back Donna King, the beautiful dancer actress who played the wife on the TV screen in DEF CON 4. And we are going to nerd out on the entertainment of our youth, talking about film, television, and music from childhood. She, of course, is from my parents' era, the 60s. And it's going to be great to catch up with Donna. And she's got something that she's working on that she told me about in Messenger. And it's going to be great to catch up with her again. I've been wanting to talk to her again since the first one we did a year ago. And it's another hot August summer, and it's going to keep on getting better. I know I sound like a broken record, but that's all that I really have for you in this intro. It's just going to be great to catch up with Donna and nerd out. And she's from Missouri, too, so I wonder if she was a fan of Westerns. I will surely find out. So yeah, here is my new interview with Donna King.
Is this the glamorous Tommy Kovac?
Yeah. Hi, Donna. Welcome back. How are you today?
I'm really good. Of course, it's much later here. That's why I sound like I'm full of beans. And you're just probably waking up having your Java over there, aren't you?
Well, yeah, I woke up and I did another interview, and now here I am with you.
Right. How you been keeping? You good?
Oh, it's been fantastic. I am so blessed. I mean, despite the fact that the world is so fucked up right now, I can't complain.
Oh, I know, exactly. Well, this is the thing, and they can't take our spirits, can they?
Nope. Nope.
These crazy mofos. And so that's why I'm grateful to you for keeping the good vibes up and keeping the conversation flowing. And, we have to keep our spirits up right now. It's just a crazy asshole time right at the moment,
Yeah.
But like somebody said to me, because of the darkness, it brings up the light. Let's go with that.
Yeah. So going back in time, do you remember the first movie that impacted you as a child?
Oh, gosh. Yeah, that's good. Yes, I do. Let me tell you. Because I used to go to the drive-in movies back in Kansas because all my aunts were like teenagers, and I was like 7 years younger. But I used to like make a guilt trip them so that Grandma would say, "No, Donna can go with you too. She's gonna sit in the back seat."
Yeah.
And so because she thought I'd keep an eye on them that way, And of course, they just made me sit in the steel chairs on the the aluminum on the patio.
Right.
And so I'd watch the movie there so they could be smooching their boyfriends in the cars.
Oh.
But
yeah. I got stories for that. My dad was a teenager in the 70s, right? He would have to go see a movie 3 times because the first 2 times he was getting laid.
Exactly. Smooching in the back seat.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, that's true. I think that's why there were a lot of teenage pregnancies in the 60s and 70s.
Oh, yeah.
To be honest.
You think?
I think so. Stuff happens,
Yeah.
It happens. But speaking on that same subject, there was a movie with Doris Day. You might like this because you love these weird movies, don't you?
Yeah.
It's called With Six You Get Egg Roll.
Oh, yes. With Brian Keith and Jackie Joseph, who I've interviewed.
See, I knew you'd know about it.
Yep.
But I remember this one scene, Tommy, where she went down into the laundry room of her house, Doris Day, and she's calling the doctor on the wall phone, and she's saying, "Oh, what? Doctor, really? How can this be?" And I'm like, wait a minute, what? I'm going to have a baby? And I was thinking, how did she not know she was going to have a baby?
I know,
Isn't
right?
that the whole reason why people do it,
Yeah.
But, it's those little moments, isn't it, that it's just so funny, and they're like little pivotal things in your life that makes you kind of think things in a slightly different way,
Yeah.
But yeah, so it was that era, because I guess I was about 10 when, like, 1967, 1968. So it was around that time, mid-60s. And also, oh my God, have you ever heard of the movie with Haley Mills called The Trouble with Angels?
Oh, yeah.
I love that movie.
Yeah.
I love that movie. Grandma used to say, "This time I get you." I hope, like you said, this time I hope you girls can tell me what is the trouble with angels, because of course we went to see it so many times
Of
because
course.
they were smooching.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Oh my
hilarious.
gosh! How about you? Did you go to the drive-in in California?
Oh yeah, they started taking me when I was 2, and there was a couple of years where they stopped taking me because I was either falling asleep in the back seat or I was getting out of the car and knocking on windshields.
Just to go see what everybody was doing in there.
Yeah, and yeah, I can remember every movie I ever saw at the drive-in. It's really weird, you know. You always remember your destiny, but you don't realize it's your destiny until hindsight, you know. And like, they took me to see Weird Science and Rambo 2 the first time they took me.
Oh, and that just stuck in your brain like cotton candy, I'll bet, didn't it?
Oh yes, and every time I watched them, I remember that night.
Yeah. Isn't that interesting? So there must be something about the vulnerable young mind when all kinds of whatever's going on in the family and God
Oh,
knows what dramas are happening,
oh, oh,
that you just
yeah.
lock into this world, right?
Oh yeah, you have no idea. Like there was a lot of drama in the family around that time too. And I remember we went to the drive-in to escape from it, and I'll just never forget how I felt. I was like, why is everybody not getting along? You know?
Yeah, for sure. But it was a play. It's like what movies have always been, a kind of escapism, you know. And
Yeah.
I don't know, but I had a grandma and a great grandma, and we used to have a whole bunch of little kids, and so we'd take the big Oldsmobile or some big old car, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and but we some of us would hide on the floor in the back seat, and like Nanny, grandma would put her feet up on the ice chest, and they'd like sneak a couple of us in, so we wouldn't have to pay. It probably wasn't very much. Did you have the playground at the intermission?
Oh yes, we had the playground. We had the little arcade of video games. Um, yeah, I'll tell you this. Oh my God! So when I was 3 and a half, this was like one of the last times that they took me for a while. I remember too. My mom had to go to the snack bar to complain about something, and there was a company called Bagley's Cookies. They were using Charlie Chaplin's image as a way to sell cookies, and that was the first time I ever saw Charlie Chaplin. And I remember saying, "Hey, Mom, I want a cookie just like that man has," and she's like, "You don't get a cookie. I'm mad."
Oh my gosh! And because you were feeling all happy because it's Charlie Chaplin, and he looked so lovely and interesting and
Yeah.
entertaining, and then your mom slapped your hand down.
She
Yeah,
didn't.
yeah, yeah.
No, 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 no. My mom's not the type to slap a hand down.
Oh,
She was just like, hush, you know. Maybe after a while, but right now I'm mad.
right.
I gotta tell them why I'm mad.
Oh, why
Yeah,
was she mad? You know? Do you know why she
I
was
don't
mad?
know. If
Yeah.
I brought it up to her, she probably wouldn't even remember.
Well, this is the funny thing about perspective, isn't it? Because
Yeah.
she might have just had like mosquito bites on the back of her leg or something that was driving her crazy. You know what I mean? It's like it could be something of a second,
Well,
and then the child's
she is
yeah
Italian,
mind is
so it's
different.
possible.
Oh, she's Italian. Say no more. Oh, okay, well, there's a lot of passion going on in that woman's
Yeah.
makeup. I'm sure. Yeah,
So
that's so funny.
what movie genre did you gravitate toward the most growing up?
Yeah, okay, let's think here now. Well, being just a girl in Kansas, with lots of
Hmm.
little cousins and horses and a daddy who plays a guitar and everything like that. It was
Hmm.
kind of Wild Westy. So I remember my Uncle Steve came back from Vietnam,
Hmm.
and he used to take us to the drive-in with Aunt Jean and Uncle Steve,
Yeah.
and we watched things like the Clint Eastwood movies and like
Hmm.
what's it called, about the mules and Sister Sarah or
Yeah,
something
Two
like
Mules
that.
for Sister Sarah.
Yeah, that's right. Two mules. Well, that's a random title, isn't it?
Yeah.
They just probably picked a line out of the synopsis.
Yeah. Exactly.
But yeah, Two Mules for Sister Sarah. I remember watching that. I see. Yeah, so movies were at the drive-in, weren't they? Like The Birds. I
The
remember the
Birds.
truck thing.
Love the Birds.
Oh, that was so fucking cool. And pardon my French, but I
You can
remember watching
swear.
on the television. I was okay. Yeah, we're just on the podcast. What the heck? But I remember my beautiful redheaded cool mom.
Yeah.
And my little sister and I were sitting on the green 1960s sofa watching the birds, and we finished watching it. It was over, and it was so good, wasn't it? Because I mean,
Yeah.
Hitchcock really messed with Tippi Hedren because he kind of fucked with her a little bit, didn't he? Like
Oh.
the real birds came in, and
Yeah.
she was quite quite torn up by that, understandably. But as soon as the movie was over, it was late. It's probably like, I don't know, 11 or something for us. But the phone rang, and it was my dad. And my dad's a musician, right? He was a guitar player in the Kansas City jazz world.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, my car broke down. You girls are going to have to come get me. And it was just one of those nights you just don't forget, do you? You're like, girls, put on your pajamas over your... So we put our coats on over pajamas, got in the car. It was like snowing and, that whole thing. And then we picked him up on the side of, Paseo and Troost or 39th and Main or whatever it was downtown Kansas City in those days. And it's just one of those memories. And we all slept together that night. And it was kind of a cozy thing. So it's kind of like taking something really terrifying and ending up with something kind of positive and comforting about it, which is sort of a sweet memory, But genres, I don't know. I always like the dancing movies. You know me, I'm a hoofer.
Mm-hmm.
And I always like the comedies, and for films. We just watched Grease 2, by the way. You're going to laugh. I showed it to my grandchildren.
Yeah.
In New York. We were at our friend's house on Long Island. And guess who came over? Lorna Luft.
Oh, nice. Nice.
She came over for lunch and everything, and she was sweet to see. And so that night we said, let's just all watch the movie. And it was so cute for the grandkids to get a load of that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Grandma doing the peppermint twist, But so TV-wise, so you. I was born in 57. You were probably born in 80. No, you were born
83.
in 70,
83.
73.
83.
83. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're just 1 year younger than my son. Okay, right.
My brother, he was born in 73, and so like he had everything taped off of HBO when we were kids. So I discovered a lot of that stuff. He taped a lot of stuff he shouldn't have even been watching,
Oh, what from his day? Oh, right, naughty things.
Oh yeah, he's taping Porky's and all the teen raunchy comedies and stuff. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and like Myra Breckenridge, that was a big one, and Cat Ballou.
Yeah,
those
Cat Ballou.
Kinds of things. But Cat Ballou, she was a hottie, Miss Jane Fonda, wasn't she?
Oh yeah, let me tell you something. My grandmother, who is as straight as an arrow, she said the closest she ever came to falling in love was with a woman was when she went to go see Barbarella.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, who wouldn't be attracted to that? You'd have to have blinders on.
Yeah.
She was, and the costumes and that whole Superwoman era was really very attractive to me because, of course, I was already 16 by the time the Equal Rights Amendment happened in 1974. So that's the time that women could legally have their own credit card or own their own home
and vote.
So and vote.
Yep.
No, voting we got before. We got before the voting, I think. Yeah, no, the voting, the women's voting came before, but we couldn't have a credit card or have our own, sign for an apartment or house or anything any property that we'd buy. We couldn't do it by ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And, so that's a lot. So women had to dance around the dream stealers. They had to. I remember like putting on the false eyelashes. I remember watching the Dean Martin show. And seeing the gold. They called them Golddiggers.
My mom was almost a gold digger, by the way.
Your mom?
Yes. So
she was.
My mom, when she was a teenager, she started dancing because she needed to lose weight, right? And she wanted to pursue it professionally, so she had a scholarship to UCLA, and it came with an audition to be a gold digger dancer. And my grandmother, who was very overbearing, did not let her go, unfortunately. So that's always hung over her head. She regrets that greatly.
Yeah, I can understand, like from somebody like who's trying to make sure their daughter has a very nice, proper life and everything in those days. Because, an aspirin, birth control was an aspirin held firmly between the knees.
Yeah.
It was all very, very hush hush. But to on the other side of it, it's interesting because just the name gold digger implies that you're not your own woman. You're trying to get money from somebody.
Yeah.
But I just do remember being very young and seeing them sitting there with their false eyelashes, with their ankles crossed, and like gazing up at the male star like he just hung the moon, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just like, and I was like, I could do that, you know. So it's, yeah, there wasn't a lot to do. It's like be a secretary or, you know, touch type. It's just a great thing to know how to do. I'm really glad. I think everybody should learn how to touch type, by the way. I think
Yeah.
on laptops and all, if you don't have to look at the keys, it goes quicker from your brain and your subconscious onto your fingers.
Yeah.
But, you know, so that was kind of cool in a weird way to have to do that. So no, I was kind of like the, you know, going to television those days. It was the magic of the women who could just, with a little bit of a wink and stuff, could make everything okay, make everything fun. And like the I Dream of Genies and the Bewitched and the, you know, Indora and all those characters who, and Wonder Woman and you know, the Bionic Woman and stuff, and you know, it's just like, you know, just they could just you know, just very subtly just kind of figure out a way to, okay, here now it's okay, you know.
Yeah.
And I think that was interesting because that was the subconscious power that was coming out for girls to be able just to be equal, and be able to have, you know, same. So I think I was always attracted by that kind of magic and humor and lightness in a way, you know, and character-driven stuff. You know, of course, you remember when, you won't remember, but when you are a historian, so Zeffirelli's Romeo and Juliet came out. That was a beautiful movie. I was mesmerized.
Which one?
Franco Zeffirelli's Romeo and Juliet.
Oh, okay. I remember when he did Hamlet with Mel Gibson. I was like, what the fuck? Mel Gibson doing Hamlet?
And how did that go? Was it good?
Not really.
Be honest.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, how about another one? How about Love Story with Ali MacGraw
Oh.
and Ryan O'Neal?
Yeah, that's a classic.
You're like,
yeah.
I know, you're like schmaltzy, but it was like she was really smart and, you know, she was really articulate and it was like this big romantic. So it was nice to have these kind of role models, these women like that girl, Marlo Thomas, who were just like, I'm going to do it, you know.
Yeah.
I think I was really inspired by all of that because, of course, it came after the 50s perfect housewife where, you know, if you don't find fulfillment sitting on top of a washing machine after the Hoovers run dry, what do you do, you know? So it was a very frustrating time for women, I think, in the 50s.
Yeah.
And trying to pretend like everything's great, you know, and all they're doing is standing there waiting for the man to come home. It was really unfair.
Yeah.
You know? Really unfair.
What did you like for comedy movies? Like, you know, in the 70s, there was like Mel Brooks emerging and Woody Allen and Neil Simon stuff.
Oh, yes. I mean, I loved all those ones you just said. I love them so much. And they're still my go-tos, like the Woody Allen Midnight in Paris, I love. And some of the classics. The one Bullets Over Broadway with that wonderful gal who won I think she got an Oscar for playing Olive, who was like just the kind of the showgirl trying to get a chance, you know.
Yeah.
That's a go-to.
I just watched Crimes and Misdemeanors. Oh my God! Yeah, I've seen it before, but it is the most gripping comedy ever made because it's based on Crime and Punishment, that Russian literature novel, and it's about how how far will people go to protect their reputation after doing something bad because they don't think they did anything wrong, and it's so ironic to Woody's arrest in '92, you know, and in hindsight, and oh my God, it's such a well-made movie though, and it's funny.
Oh, good. I'll have to check that one out.
You never saw it?
Yeah, Crimes and Misdemeanors. I'll have to check that. Because I told you last time we talked that I was really good friends with Tony Roberts, who was at Annie Hall. And
yeah,
the side
Max. Remember that? Max. Yeah. You know where that came from? You know where that... So, when they used to walk around New York, right, they would call each other Max so they wouldn't get recognized, you know, just in case, Tony would say, "Hey, Woody," and then everybody would see and recognize him, right? So that was their code. That was their code for, so to avoid fans. Max.
Just called each other Max.
Yeah.
And they just shoot the breeze back and forth.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That was a good era. That was a
Yeah.
good era. Well, the closest I ever got to really Woody Allen was Tony and I went to the Knicks game, and we
Hmm.
got Woody's seats, and they were really good.
Nice.
And living in England for 42 years, you forget how exciting American basketball is. Oh my God, it's
Yeah.
so exciting. Like the whole the build up to the, you can't say the first act. What do you call it? The build halftime. Build up to halftime. Build up to halftime is so exciting. But no, sadly, he's up with the Angels now, Mr. Tone Rob. But many happy memories, and he was the guy that said to me, "King, you better read at least the theater section of the New York Times every day if you want to learn anything about this town." I'm
Yeah.
like, okay. And he took me up to like play charades with all these diva actresses of New York, like it was Maureen Stapleton,
Ooh,
Jane Curtin.
love it.
Oh my God, I can't remember who else. I was. What's her name? Oh, Stalker Channing.
Oh, yeah.
And I was so over my head, dude. I was like a 19-year-old or something, and I came in my little like cute red outfit or something, and they
Hmm.
were like, "Yeah, whatever." And I was just so intimidated. But then at the very last one, I had some title that I had to really do, and I really pulled it out of the bag, and I just like acted my little socks off. And I was like, okay, good, I made the test, And then we were leaving, and they're all drinking the wine and kicking back in these big lush chairs, like on the Upper East Side somewhere in this fancy lady's apartment.
Hmm.
And Stalker Channing goes, "And you, little miss, I'm from Kansas. I don't know how to play this game." She really read my beads, and I was just like, well, I learned quick. But it was one of those nights that probably meant nothing to them. They probably forgot about it, but one of those nights that I will never, ever for the rest of my life forget. Because I just like, I better pull my socks up here, and not just be some, chorus girl brain
Yeah.
ball. So, these little
Hmm.
moments, little tests of life that you pull yourself through, like, phew, phew, made
Yeah.
it through that one, okay. Thank goodness, thank goodness.
Did you
But,
did you have any movie star crushes?
oh, that's a good question. Well, because I was hanging out with Tony Robbins, I got to meet Al Pacino because they
Ooh.
did Serpico together. Oh yeah, Cary Grant. Did I tell you he did come backstage at the Winter Garden when we were doing Cats
Yeah.
Broadway, and oh my God, he was so handsome and he was
Yes.
so generous. He just went, "My God," we're all just standing there with our mouths hanging open, like five of us in the little room, and he says, "My gosh, the way you all sing and dance and act. Why, back in my day, you all would have been big stars." And it
Yeah.
was like, he didn't have to say that. He was very kind, I
Yeah.
thought, to do that, to say that.
My
So we
mom
won't work.
my mom had a paperback book of Cary Grant, and that's where my crush on him began. There were these beautiful black and white pictures of him that were just beautiful and stunning. And then, when TNT was launched, I'd see his movies on TNT, and I've always loved him. I used to take dates. I used to take dates to go see his movies at the Stanford Movie Theater in Palo Alto because they would do, the Cary Grant film festivals.
Because he's from Bristol originally, isn't he? Over here in England,
Yes, he's
and
Archibald
he's I
Leach.
think he's Archibald Lynch, and I
Yeah,
think he learned through mime, through the kind of he did a lot of mime and almost
really.
like physical comedy stuff, which you'll see like in Arsenic and Old Lace or something. He's played it so well, didn't he? Because he was
Yeah,
he was animated enough to be so riveting, but he wasn't cornball at all. He was just adorable. Everybody totally fell in love with him.
I am
But
finding out
oh
more
yeah,
and more that people started out in mime. It's so interesting how that works.
yeah, mime and clowning is a new thing now too,
Yeah,
which is a really cool thing about like turning anything that you feel shameful or dark about into something that you don't, and sharing and being super vulnerable with the audience about it. I think it's kind of an interesting art form that's kind of everything kind of blends into everything else. But going back to Cary Grant, you've seen I'm No Angel,
of
Mae
course.
West.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that has to probably be my all-time favorite movie.
It's
It's like,
funny. I saw the remake first with Robert De Niro and Sean Penn, and it's not that great. But then when I saw the original, I was like, wow, this is this is a '50s comedy masterpiece.
wait a minute, is this the one with Mae West?
No. Where No Angels was Humphrey Bogart, Peter Ustinov, and Aldo Ray.
Oh, okay, now I need to see that. I haven't seen that. This one is just called I'm No Angel.
Oh, I'm No
And
Angel. Okay, I got confused. I'm sorry.
yeah, we're talking from far away. It's probably fuzzy anyway. But yeah, but I just cottoned onto that maybe 10 years ago, and I thought, oh my God, because she was the producer, the writer, the actress, the director. She puts her head in the mouth of a lion. She holds up for herself in court. She has all these boyfriends, and then she's just got that tongue-in-cheek attitude. But anyway, that's where she spotted Cary Grant.
Yeah.
He was walking in the film set or something, and she went, him, you'll do. And
Yeah.
so she kind of brought him in at the very last scene. So that was his first film. So that was way back when, wasn't it? That was like the 30s, I guess, probably.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a classic, man. That's a classic. Yeah.
I know you sound like her when you say that. A classic, man, a classic.
She's a classic, honey. She's like got a classic personality.
What's that? You got a hard-on over there?
I'm telling you now. I'm telling you later. I'll tell you whenever you want to hear it.
Yeah.
She could just, oh my God, a total role model. I mean, I watched that with a friend of mine, like one of my best gay friends, and we sat huddled on the couch and watched the whole thing. Yeah. And as soon as it was over, we looked at each other and we went, "Should we watch it again?" He's like, "Yeah." We just like rewind, start over again. Oh man, that was a good one.
So getting into TV, like what sitcoms did you watch growing up?
Yeah. Okay. Now you're talking with me because you knew every memorization of the TV Guide Monday through Friday from 4 to 9 up until I started going to the dancing school all the time. But, oh my gosh. Oh, here's a random one for you, Tommy. Okay, you know all the normal ones, but the second 100 years. Okay.
No.
This was a guy who looked himself in the mirror. He had been frozen in time, so he came back to life. So he looks in the mirror and he goes, he's a handsome guy too, and he went, not bad for 101. And then looks close up and he goes, don't look a day over 90. So he looked like he was 35, but he was, 150. But that's a random one for you. Probably didn't run for very long, the second 100 years.
It sounds like a Twilight Zone episode.
It was, kind of.
Yeah.
How about the Jacques Cousteau, 10,000 Leagues Under the Sea?
Oh, yeah. That's a good one.
That was a cool one. That was a really cool one.
The Jules Verne.
And,
yeah.
Yeah, that was really intriguing. It made me want to be a marine biologist. I either wanted to be a marine biologist or an orchestra conductor. I thought, it's like leading the dream world, isn't it?
Yeah, back in the days when kids had options of what they wanted to be, I wanted to be either a doctor or a policeman or a cowboy.
That's a good one. That's really good ones.
Yeah.
My little nephew, who was in Kansas, my son was just reminding when they were young, he said, what do you want to be when you grow up? And he said, I want to be a professional baseball player if I can.
Yeah.
And my son goes, well, you're really good. You'll probably really make it. And he goes, yeah, because if I don't, I'm just going to be a laid-back farmer. Oh, those happy old days when they got all this internet stuff.
Remember Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea?
Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea. Now, how do you know about that, mister?
Well, I know the movie, of course, and then I found out Richard Basehart had a series of it. I was like, wow, really? Richard Basehart had a really weird, eclectic career, because, when he died, he was the voice of Knight Rider, and that's probably, like, where he's the most, known today, because everyone forgets that he was, like, a B-movie tough guy in the 50s.
Oh, wow. Okay, now, yeah, I didn't know that at all. Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea. What a gorgeous title that is.
Yeah.
It's like you're really going somewhere. Speaking of that, what's that movie? Oh my God, about going to the scuba divers, The Big Blue. They go to the bottom of the sea. Big Blue with not Charlotte Rampling, but one of those beauties.
Esther Williams?
Anyway, so no, because it was more 80s or 90s, I think, The Big Blue. And it had a really cool soundtrack. A French guy wrote the soundtrack or directed the movie. Luc Besson, maybe, who did Diva.
And, and The Fifth Element. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So it was about the kind of the head buzz you get from holding your breath at the bottom of the sea, and how you test it to the
Oh, I'm
point of,
looking it up now.
you know.
Rosanna Arquette's in it.
Oh yes, and who was it? Jacqueline Bisset.
Jean Reno is in it, and
Okay.
let's see, Griffin Dunn, Kimberly Beck. Wow. Um, Jean, no, Jean Bosset. Oh yeah, let's see how you pronounce the name. Jean-Marc Barr, but I don't see any other
Okay.
female names, so maybe it's just Rosanna
Oh,
Arquette.
yeah, maybe it was. Yeah, the Big Blue, and it's a really cool soundtrack for that too. I
Hmm.
remember listening to the soundtrack. It was kind of esoteric and
I'll watch
like an
it.
ambience soundtrack. Yeah, there you go. There's a tip for you. Yeah.
Um,
All
yeah,
the
I mean, I grew up watching all my parents' sitcoms, like The Munsters, The Addams Family, Leave It to Beaver, Green Acres, Dick Van Dyke, stuff like that. You know.
Oh, did you? Oh, they were so good. They were so good. Oh, I loved Dick Van Dyke.
Oh,
I loved all of those ones you just said. Bewitched, Gilligan's Island, The
yeah.
Patty Duke Show, The Odd Couple,
I Dream
Lost
of
in
Jeannie.
Space. I Dream of Jeannie. I love Dream of Jeannie so much. She was so cool.
You know
But
that
it's like if she
story?
said the wrong.
Yeah, you know that story.
No.
That story about her belly button being controversial.
Oh no. Was it?
Okay, so what happened was they're filming the pilot, and some reporter got on set, and he took a picture of her in her costume and plastered it all over the newspapers, and everyone was shocked. They were like, oh, is TV becoming sexual now because her belly button showing, right? So they had to go and reshoot it without her belly button being shown, right? Because there was a no belly button
Oh.
policy on television. You could do it in the movies, but you couldn't do it on television. So then 2 years later, Barbara Luna and Nichelle Nichols show their belly buttons on Star Trek, and then the rule is broken forever.
That is so funny, and it makes you wonder what does it take for whatever executive at whatever particular moment to give it the go ahead. And
Yeah.
by the same token, it's like with all these kind of rules about sexuality on the TV. When did it change that two people could sleep in the same bed?
Oh, that's a good
Because you remember the
question.
movies from yeah. Do you remember the 40s and 50s? It was always like good night, dear, good night. With the
Yeah,
two
they're
twin
in
beds.
twin beds. Like, okay, how did the kids get conceived? you know, it's
Yeah.
weird.
How did you have that baby? How did you have that baby? We weren't supposed to, like, show the vulgarities of it all, I guess. Well, it's the same philosophy. I told you I'm writing a book, Heart of a Dancer, and
Right.
I'm looking for a publisher now, so it's looking pretty good. Now I've got my last edit done with my editor and stuff, so I'm
Oh,
going to
that's
try to send
good.
it out,
That's
get
good.
it out there and everything like that. But I totally forgot what I was going to say. And now that I plugged myself, I embarrassed myself and I
It's
forgot what we
okay.
talked about belly buttons, sexuality.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah, because Annette Funicello, when she was doing the Beach Party movies, Walt Disney still had her under contract, and so she couldn't show her belly button in those movies.
and this is like in the 60s,
Yeah,
wasn't
in the
it?
'60s. Yeah, I mean by then you could start showing them, and certain girls did. It wasn't until maybe the original Carrie, Stephen King's Carrie, that you could see so many female belly buttons in that teen movie.
Right. There was such a lot happening in the 60s and 70s. I just went to the Woodstock Museum in
Hmm.
Yasker's Farm, upstate New York, like a
Yeah,
couple weeks ago. I was over there visiting.
nice.
And it's such a trip, man. It was so moving. Have you seen the Woodstock 69 movie, Scorsese's? I haven't.
Oh, not only have I seen it, I own it, and I've been watching it since I was 11. Because when I was 11, Woodstock '94 happened, and I didn't even know about the original. My parents educated me pretty quick because they're old hippies and they love rock. So yeah.
Gotcha. Oh, and the cool parents. Because we were up there in that area, and they were saying that there was 500,000 kids that showed up,
Hmm.
and it was put on by a conservative Republican guy.
Hmm.
But because the protests, but he believed that the kids should be allowed to have their voice and protest the Vietnam War.
Oh yeah.
And rightfully so. So I thought that's kind of interesting because these days it's all such different connotations. So this guy
Yeah.
gave over his Yasker's farm
Yeah.
and to 500,000 kids, and then the locals were doing doing the soup lines and giving the kids water and bringing in some food, and it was just really cool. And just those performances, man, around the clock. Jeez
Yeah.
Louise.
And all the ones that were cut, and I've seen all the ones that were cut since, because the footage has resurfaced. Creedence Clearwater was there. They were great. Mountain, Mississippi Queen, they were great. And I used to have Jimi Hendrix's whole performance on DVD. Someone gave it to me, and it was electrifying. Not just that 2 segments in the movie, but like the whole thing was just electrifying.
Oh, I'd love to see that. And the camera angle they shot for that too, because he was just on another dimension, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He was freaking channeling some energy that was just out of this universe. That guitar was not a separate thing from his spirit,
Oh, do you know?
It was so cool.
You know what my favorite performance in the whole movie is Santana when they're doing Soul Sacrifice. Oh my God! Do you know what he said? He said that he was on acid when he was doing that, and he felt like the guitar was like a snake he couldn't let go of, because that's what he was seeing while he was on acid. He saw a snake he was playing, and he couldn't let it go.
Wow.
Yeah.
He had the Kundalini serpent within him. I believe it. What made me cry just watching the half-hour preview in the museum of the film was Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young. It was only their second time they'd ever all been together performing.
Yeah.
And they started doing Blackbird Singing in the Dead of Night, the McCartney song.
Yeah.
And it was a little bit rough, but it was just so, I just started crying. I'm like, oh my God, just the raw, desire for purity and just kind of respect and admiration for each other's music and what they were singing about then. And, of course, McCartney with that song about singing African American Lady back in the 60s. And, and just the fact that they were they just decided to just play it, in front of 500,000 people. And, but it was so beautiful because it was just edgy and rough and just raw, and they were just trying it, it was just, oh my God, that whole thing. I can't wait to watch the whole Woodstock 69 movie, honest to good. And the museum is really cool. You get to lay on beanbag chairs and look up at the sky and watch the film, and it's they've really got a lot of neat stuff in there. I was very heartened actually going into that place.
Oh, I saw the documentary about Woodstock 99. Oh my God, it's fucking heartbreaking, I will tell you, because there was a lot of just violence and rape going on at that festival, and that was the end. They're like, okay, no more Woodstock festivals, because if this is what the rock culture is in 1999, we don't want to be a part of it.
Oh, that's a shame that a few people ruin it yet again.
Yep.
Where was that on? Was that up in New York State or?
Yeah.
Woodstock. Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Back in the same area.
Yeah.
Wow.
Fucking sad.
Yeah, no. That is sad, man. It is sad. It's just a miracle when things go off okay, because even if it's not just the few random idiots that do stuff like that, sometimes they get planted, don't they?
Yeah.
And peaceful demonstrations and things like that from the other people who just are buzz busters, I call them.
Yeah.
they just don't have enough inner peace, and so they want to wreck it for everybody else. It's not very nice, is it, Tommy?
No, it's not. It's not. Did you watch Batman?
Did I watch Batman? I didn't watch Batman, but I love Batman. I mean, the Batman, the TV show.
Yeah, Adam West.
Oh, yeah.
Adam West Batman.
Oh, my God, y'all, that. Oh, my God, yes. Da-da-da-da-da. Oh, my, yes. Oh, I love that man.
Yeah.
Batman, Julie Newmar, and the Penguin, and
the Riddler.
That was.
That was perfect, Donna. You sounded just like him.
I just remember it. You just see it splash, pow, bam, splat.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we laughed our faces off on watching that one. That was good.
I got to
Did you ever see Laugh-In? Did you?
Oh yeah, I watched Laugh-In all the time. I'll tell you. So when I was a kid, it was a half hour on Nick at Night, and just recently, in the last year, I've watched it on Tubi, the full episodes. No wonder it was cut down on Nick at Night. Not every joke is funny.
I know. Sometimes you're like, okay. Yeah, no, it has some funny characters, but a lot of it kind of went a little bit flat, didn't it?
Yeah, always.
It was a very weird time, it's like that era, 68 and stuff, because the country had been heartbroken from 3 murders with Martin Luther King, John F. Kennedy, and Robert Kennedy.
Mm-hmm.
The Vietnam War was going on. Muhammad Ali was saying, like, I ain't going over there to, I'm not going to be killing poor people.
Yeah.
And standing up for himself. We had a Native American guy on TV with a tear coming down his eye looking at the pollution. I was the chief head for the Kansas City Chiefs back then, and when the Chiefs would get a touchdown, there was a band, the Tony DeParter Zing Band with trumpets, and the trumpets would blare, and the Native American would jump on this horse called War Paint and ride around the whole stadium like waving a tomahawk.
Yeah.
And it was like the Chiefs were on the warpath, and they were smoking cigarettes, and I got in trouble because I patted one of them on the butt coming through the thing, but they did it to each other, and I just thought it's equal rights, but we got in trouble.
Yeah.
But it was a lot going on then. There's a lot going on in America,
Yeah. Did you watch The Monkees?
Yeah, I love the Monkees. Oh my God, every girl had a different crush monkey. I liked Peter Tork.
Can you guess who mine was?
Who?
Davy. Yep. Davy.
Davy was cute.
Yeah, I saw them live in 1997. They were doing a reunion tour, and they had a pilot for ABC that was absolutely terrible, I remember. And it was just the 3 of them. It was just 3 of them. Michael wasn't there. And after the show, they drove off the field in a Cadillac. It was priceless.
They were just trying something, right? Just pulling at stars. Mike Nesmith wasn't there, the tall one with the sideburns.
No, because remember in the mid '80s, he didn't tour with them then because he'd become an entrepreneur. He had that Elephant Parts and that TV Parts show spinoff where it was like irreverent sketch comedy he was doing, and he was producing movies like Time Rider and Repo Man and stuff. So he was busy. He had his fingers in a lot of pies at that time.
Wow, right. No, he went on to other things.
Yeah.
I was reading about another band the other day, and they weren't the Beach Boys, I don't think, but somebody like that with good harmonies and things. But they all went on to getting degrees and doing really interesting things. I'm like, who knew? It's interesting to see how people, turn out whatever they do after they've had their moment of glory.
Yeah.
How do you live off that forever? Do you become a caricature of your former self?
Yeah.
Or do you take the discipline and the imagination and just do new stuff? Or, there's I'm sure with all the people you've talked to, you've seen and heard a lot.
Yep. I certainly have. Did you watch Did you watch the Beatles on Ed Sullivan?
Let me think.
Or were you too young?
I've seen Sonny and Cher on Ed Sullivan. I think I might have seen. I was very young, but I remember them being on it, and he was standing up for them, being they're really very nice young men. And Elvis, he said, Elvis was really a very nice young man.
Yeah.
Of course, they only shot him from the waist up.
Remember what happened? Remember what happened with the Rolling Stones and the Doors? They were told to change their lyrics, and they refused.
Were they doing like Paint It Black or something?
No, they were doing Let's Spend the Night Together, and they said, let's spend some time together, and Mick refused. Mick just mumbled, let's spend the night together.
That is hilarious. That's a stupid lyric, let's spend some time together. Who would say it like that in that tone?
Yeah.
I thought you were going to see even worse and say, let's spend the day together.
Yeah.
It just doesn't work. There's no word that works better than night, really, is there?
Yeah.
Let's spend some time together. Oh my gosh. It's so funny how pure everything was,
Yeah.
By the way, speaking of Elvis, did you see the Elvis movie?
Oh, yeah, with Austin Butler. My mom and I went to go see it. That was the last movie I saw in the theater. I haven't been to a theater in 4 years now.
Really?
Yeah.
How come?
Well, nothing.
Don't want to waste the money?
It's partially that, and plus, stuff I want to see doesn't last long anymore. Like, I wanted to go see the Bob Dylan biopic, and it was done by the time, I had the bandwidth to go. Yeah.
Exactly. There's something out now called The Invitation. I think I wanted to see that, and it's over already.
Huh.
So, yeah, it's not easy. Plus, all the movie theaters are so bougie now that you have to, spend a lot of money, and you get, sandwiches and wine and everything.
Oh yeah, they come to your seat and they bring it to you. Yeah, the Alamo Draft
I know.
House is like probably the first one in California that did that, and I loved it. I thought it was cool, but now everyone's doing it, and I'm just like, come on, man, come on.
Yeah. It does raise the prices a hell of a lot, doesn't it? I mean, I kind of
Yeah,
would rather have the prices be really affordable, and then you just go and you can get a soda and a popcorn or something like that. Like,
yeah,
at least you have that group feeling of everybody being in the cinema together,
yeah.
which is kind of cool to have.
What
But
were your Western TV shows growing up?
yeah, because I grew up in Kansas City, man, and those shows are
Yeah,
still on everywhere. Wild Wild West.
yeah, with
Wild
Robert
Wild West.
Conrad. Yeah,
That's right. Yeah, yeah. That had a cool like intro song to it. I remember. And it's interesting. This thoughts of the gun were always so phallically placed, weren't they?
yeah.
Like the gunman or whatever
I
it's called.
never
They're always
thought of
like
that.
down. It's like, okay, we get the idea. I think that is a connection that goes on sometimes with the gun culture, quite frankly.
Yeah.
But we don't need it. We don't need it,
No,
people.
no.
We do not need it. Yeah.
My dad,
Yeah. So, wow.
he used to watch Bonanza, Gunsmoke, The Big Valley, The Virginian, and The Rifleman when I was a kid. And then when the Western Channel came, oh, he was happier than a pig in shit because he watched stuff that he grew up on that I never got to see when I was a kid because it was long forgotten. Like he watched all the Lash LaRue stuff and like Audie Murphy, and I was like, God, I never even heard of those guys. It was like 2000 when it happened. I was like, who are these guys? You know?
Right. So it was kind of interesting for you to watch it. Did you think, wow, it's so classic? I mean, the
Yeah,
caricaturization of it and the morals of like the Little House on the Prairie and or whatever it is, and it's all very like
yeah.
doing the right thing, and then the guy's like, it's always the white guy. It's like, oh, I'm the good guy, and speaking of all the white guy being the good guy, did you see the Marilyn Monroe movie with Robert Mitchum, a
Oh,
lazy river,
River of No
whatever?
Return. That's one of my dad's favorite movies of all time.
Because Tommy, I just did a play here where I played the spirit of Marilyn Monroe, like 100-year-old spirit of Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah.
And it was a cool play, and it did really well and everything. So I watched everything that she ever did a million times. But that was really a cool movie, actually. I applaud your dad on that being one of his favorite movies because
Yeah.
she got to kind of be a little bit more herself, in those days.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of her, she had $1 million contract in 1955 with Marilyn Monroe Productions. $1 million
Yeah.
because she had the people on her side. She was fighting the big guys in the big studios who detested her having the power, but she kept the public on her side because she was so vulnerable
Yeah.
and pretty she didn't unthreatening to the women.
Yeah.
So she just kind of turned it just to be a little bit of a funny character. But she just had it down, man. She grew up in 9 foster homes. I found
Oh
out.
yeah.
So she really knew how to work people probably from that alone. But what a
And
gal! What a gal! So much respect for her. I'm going to go see another play of hers tomorrow night called "Who Killed Marilyn Monroe" here in London. And but our play went really well, and it started out like with Joe DiMaggio and a soundtrack of like New York Yankees, Joe DiMaggio, and the big
mhm.
crowd, and then Joe DiMaggio comes up as a rose on my grave, and which
my
wakes me up, and
mhm.
I'm like, oh, Joe,
my my
that was fun.
nana my nana grew up next door to Joe DiMaggio in San Francisco.
Oh, you're kidding!
Nope.
I have mixed feelings.
She didn't care about baseball. To her, he was just this cute Italian boy who lived next door to her.
How funny! I'm sure he had a pretty good amount of charisma. I
Yeah.
mean, he had a lot of male ego, and he whacked her because he was jealous of her, with her skirt up on some like it hot, well, not some like it hot, the other
The
one,
7 Year Itch.
7 Year Itch, yeah, when she did that publicity stunt, which went
Hmm.
on and on and on with Billy Wilder and stuff. So he went a little cuckoo on that one. But having said that, he did come to her aid later on
Oh
when she
yeah.
was getting from feeling very vulnerable from hanging out with the really big guys. And that's
Yeah.
how our play ended. Like, what happened, I'll let you decide.
I interviewed
because it's still,
I interviewed this
yeah.
woman, Joy Carlin. She was one of the
Mhm.
founding members of Second City when they were the Compass Players, and
All right.
she was in the actor's studio with Marilyn, and she told me Marilyn in class was very unglamorous. She dressed like a tomboy, had no makeup on, nothing, and she was just so wonderful, and she brought so much depth to her class, like little performances there that she's like, it's so heartbreaking to her that Marilyn just never had a chance to go past her glamorous image.
Exactly, exactly. And she so wanted to, but I'm sure and there's a mental illness history in her family
Yeah.
too, which also could have been postnatal depression and also could have been poverty and, a lot of reasons could have kicked that off as well.
Hmm.
But no, I feel the same way. And I love the story. I wish they would have put it in the play where she's in Hollywood and she's tired of being the blonde bombshell. And so
Yeah.
she puts on a black wig and
Yeah.
orders a one-way train ticket to New York and says her name is Zelda Zonkt. I thought that was pretty darn cool.
Yeah, because
But
she doesn't want to
again,
be she doesn't want to be Norma Jean, because she did want to erase that from her childhood.
yeah, understandable. And one more little anecdote about that. There was a doctor in New York when I was back on Broadway back in the days called
Hmm.
Dr. Grabscheid. And he was the magic doctor. So if you couldn't talk or sing and you had a show that night, you would go to Dr. Grabscheid on the Upper West Side and he would give you this shot, which is
Hmm.
probably I think it was B12, B15, possibly steroids. I really don't know.
Yeah.
But what made it good so that you could perform that night. So sometimes that would happen. You'd be like, oh my God, I better go to the doctor. And he never had a secretary or anything. So he'd just go in and call your name out.
Hmm.
And so you go in there, and and he was also Marilyn Monroe's doctor. But I asked him about that at the time, and he
Hmm.
said she was always 3 hours late. But he was
Yeah.
he would always messy office, and it was just so full of stuff, and he would give you this shot in your keister, and you could perform that night. Well, fade out, fade in. I was just talking to an actress named Becky Ann Baker and Dylan Baker, who were old
Yeah.
friends from Best Little Whorehouse days.
Yeah.
And she said that the way he went to met his demise was he was walking outside on 72nd Broadway with his two Dalmatian dogs. He was 92. He was
Yeah.
still working, and he just sat on the park bench and went sleepy towns.
Yeah.
I guess that's a pretty good way to go, isn't it?
Yeah. That's hilarious. So let's talk.
No,
Let's
Doctor.
talk a little bit about music. You said your dad was a musician. My dad was too in his early years. He had a rock band called TNA, Tommy and two guys named Alan. You know, and
Oh,
they were a
okay.
trio. They did blues rock, heavy metal, hard rock, and their lyrics bordered on like comedy rock. They were just doing really horribly misogynistic songs just to get a laugh. They weren't like that in their real lives, but they were just trying to get a laugh. You know.
Right. Oh, fun,
Yeah.
fun, fun. That's so fun. I think anybody who plays, good for you to have a daddy who plays music. Yeah, because I just went down to Oklahoma. My sister and I drove 6 hours down to meet my dad who came up from Texas because I'm so proud of him. He got inducted into the Western Swing Society
Mm-hmm.
because he's a jazz guitarist, but jazz on top of country equals Western swing.
Mm-hmm.
And so he was so proud. He was so overwhelmed. We all came to support him, all the kids, and he was just couldn't believe how validated he felt because he's been a guitar player his whole life.
Right.
All the times we were growing up professionally. Playing 6 nights a week in Kansas City when we were growing up, and I really hats off to him for that. And he still has picking parties on Fridays, and he still teaches, and he just keeps rolling with it. And he's like, "Come on down here, let's play till our fingers fall off." It's like, "All right,
Yeah.
Daddy, I'll try to get down there again," but it's so far. And of course, my son, he's won some Grammys and an Academy Award for songwriting for
Yeah.
Sam Smith, that kind of jazz. So yeah, no, we're pretty musical. We're pretty musical, dancical. Is that the word?
Yeah.
Let's be dancical.
Do you remember the first
And I
album?
just saw.
The first album you ever bought or was given to you?
Oh, that's a good question. Well,
Mm-hmm.
here's a random one for you. There's a guy called Jimmy Spheris, and you're gonna laugh. He
Mm-hmm.
did an album called Isle of View. Say it, Tommy.
Isle of You.
I love you too.
I.
Yeah. So yeah, but he was like very, mesmeric, and like he was a really cool producer though. He was quite an original artist.
Mm-hmm.
First concert, Jethro Tull,
Oh,
and Joe Cocker.
love them.
Um,
Yeah.
oh yeah, man, Joe Cocker in Woodstock. Oh my God. Oh my God, that shot of his boots, like he's got his feet off the ground, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I just
Remember
love those
Belushi used
boots.
to make fun of him on Saturday Night Live?
Oh, is that who he was being?
Yeah.
That little stinker head.
Yeah.
I was in a bar once in New York back in the day, and John Belushi was in the bar, and he
Mm-hmm.
just comes over to the table and he had a cast on his foot, and
Yeah.
he just slammed his foot up on the table and started talking to us. I'm like, hello.
That's hilarious.
He wasn't known for his subtlety, was he?
No.
What was your first album?
Like when I was 8, like my parents were always buying me music for my birthday or Christmas, right? But the first, my grandmother gave me, I don't know, $25-$30 to buy my own CDs. And so I got Phil Collins' No Jacket Required and Poison's Look What the Cat Dragged In because I was an MTV kid. I loved all that stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Phil Collins was cool then, wasn't he?
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, he really pump it out. Stevie Winwood,
Yeah.
that was a little bit earlier and stuff like Jesus
Traffic.
House
Oh
and
my
guys.
God. The Traffic
Traffic.
albums are fucking great. I love Traffic.
The low spark of high heel boys, man. Traffic rocks.
That's a
Steely Dan.
Yeah, that's a favorite album of my dad's. He loves the Low Spark of High Heeled Boys and John Barleycorn Must Die.
Yes, if you see something that looks like a star and it's shooting up out of the ground. Oh, I love that low spark of high heel boys. Oh man, I'm gonna
Yeah.
play it right after we get through talking and
Oh,
have
me
some
too.
pancakes.
It's been a while since I heard it. I love it. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the first huge concert I ever went to was Alice Cooper. That guy is a showman. I recommend going to see him. He's still touring at almost 80 years old.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! That's pretty cool that he's still doing it. He's still doing it. One of the coolest concerts I ever went to when I was a showgirl in Miami at the Americana Hotel. Tina Turner had
Oh.
just broken up with Ike, and we gave her the theater that night, and we
Hmm.
didn't do our show. And I watched her perform, and I was like, holy, holy hell! And it gave me so much,
Hmm.
confidence. It was just fantastic to see Tina Turner.
I got a funny story
Her
for you.
thing.
I got a funny story for you. My mom went to go see Tina Turner in '87, right?
Right?
And
Yeah.
if you remember correctly, she did at least 3 HBO concerts back in the late '80s, and they were always on. And so I
Right.
thought the one I was watching was the one she went to. I was like, my mom's gonna be on TV tonight, and she wasn't. It was a different concert. I thought that was funny.
Oh my God! Oh my God! She could really turn it out too because she just played so many gigs her whole life. It was just like walking across the room, wasn't it, for her?
Yeah.
Even if she was walking a tightrope across an audience of 5,000 people and something like that. But she was one hot tamale. What I
Yeah.
heard yesterday? I was sitting with my grandkids. Renaissance. Renaissance was a band from the '70s. Check them
Oh
out.
yeah,
They're
yeah.
so
Annie
entertaining.
Haslam, and then the two guys from the Yardbirds, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
right. The northern lights are in my mind. Yeah, my grandkids were like dancing around in the kitchen to that. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Because it's sort of like that sort of fairy witches and warlocks, Englishy, misty kind of
Yeah.
sound, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
there were all these weird progressive rock bands that had that kind of a sound, like King Crimson and like oh god, Camel. I don't know if you remember Camel. They were kind of like those bands too.
But I remember guess it just took me to like what is it called? If I had ever been here before, I would probably know just what to do. Don't you? That kind of progressive rock, prog rock,
It sounds like
like
Genesis.
Emerson, Lake and Palmer,
Yeah,
Genesis, Emerson, Lake and Palmer, those
yeah.
guys. Yeah,
Tell me my life is
those
about to
guys.
begin. Tell me I'm a hero.
You see, it's all clear. You were meant to be here
Yeah.
at the beginning. I love that. Oh my God, that's one of my go-to songs. If ever I get like sad or somebody dies or something, I've got this playlist and I just like sing my little heart out. And one of my other favorite songs is that from the beginning, Jackson Brown, Doctor My Eyes.
Ah.
Check it out.
Doctor,
Doctor,
my
my eyes have
eyes,
seen the I've seen the years, and the slow parade of tears
tears
without
without
drying.
drying.
We must, yeah, talk me if you can. Oh, I love that song. That makes me so happy. It's just like saying, I've seen so much. What am I missing? Tell me more. You
Yeah.
know, and it's just a really good one. You know, it helps a lot, doesn't it? Get up and sing sometimes.
Yeah. I interviewed the bass player on that song, Leland Sklar. He's also Phil Collins' bass player.
Oh, you're kidding! Oh, so you know it. You know it.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And David Crosby actually sang backup on Doctor My Eyes.
Oh man, he was supposed to have been a really nice guy. He's really good friends with Jim and Judy Hart. He's a screenwriter, Jim Hart. He did
Yeah.
no Contact and so. Anyway, they were really good pals, and they said he was just a total sweetheart, sweet and a heart.
Yeah.
That was good.
Do you remember your first
Let me tell
makeout
you.
song?
Oh, I just remember getting teased because there was nobody to make out with except this one like short guy, and so I made out with him. And then the next morning in class, the guy that was really cute, that I really wanted to make out with, I couldn't make out with, started teasing me, going, "Donna want a Frenchie with Stevie Weavy," and I just like sunk into my chair. I was like, oh my god. But the music, let's think, if it had been like Three Dog Night or something, like,
Yeah.
you know, what is this party for? What did I come here? How about you? What was your first makeout song?
Mine was Janet Jackson's Love Will Never Do Without You, a very steamy, erotic kind of a song, and it led to my first heavy petting experience.
Very good. Then it worked.
It did. Oh, yes, it worked. Yes, it did.
I just heard Matthew McConaughey say something about Janet Jackson, like he was smoking some really good ganja or something, and he was supposed to go into his party, but instead he sat in the car and listened to one of her tracks like 24 times in a row, and he missed his party. Oh my gosh, Janet Jackson reminds me of when I was doing co-choreographing Siegfried and Roy in Las Vegas, and if she was all the rage then, so it was like 1990.
Yeah.
And you know that song. And I just had everybody doing like jazz walks across the floor, and just it was so much fun to dance to that. And that was a good company. They were turning it out, man. Oh, hey, I just heard your interview with Minette LaChance.
Yeah, she was great. She is a interesting force of nature, and she was so entertaining, and I love that laugh she has.
I only got to listen to the first half, but I can't wait to hear the second half because my phone was starting to get hot. But her and I did Can together, and we became really good friends. And I had forgotten what she mentioned, which was that like when I came to London and I was living on top of Cameron McIntosh's office, and I was gonna have a baby, and this was some happy days, 41 years ago. But she's a good girl, Minetti Pooh.
Yeah.
She's a good girl.
Sweetheart.
Yeah. It's like, these friends, to me, Tommy, that it's like I go back to New York and I still see my friends from Best Little Whorehouse in Texas.
Yeah.
They're still my best friends. There's something about being like 19, 20, 21, 22, those ages when you're working on Broadway and you're just like, you become such good friends. It's really kind of a cool lifelong thing. Not with everybody, obviously, but with a handful of people, you just love each other a lot.
Yeah.
You know, it's really sweet. It's really sweet to have that connection still, and for my grandkids to see like my friends that I danced with on Broadway in 1978. It makes them understand who Glamsy is a little bit better, and just the whole world of it all, and how the world has changed, and we need to kind of keep a base for these guys, and
of course,
and keep a touchstone of sanity.
Yeah. So you mentioned, you're trying to get a publisher for your book. Now you were going to send me something, but I never got it. What was that you were going to send me?
I was going to just send you like a 12-page synopsis, which is just like a little short version of it. But I'm sorry you didn't get that. I must have got the wrong email. I'll double check that and send it to you again, because it's just full of quirky nostalgia. It's heartfelt. It's funny. It's called Heart of a Dancer. I've got the name, which is great. Just found that out. And it's just a story. It's just some stories I want to tell. And I do feel like I have a pretty rhythmic turn of phrase.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's just but to be honest with you, I really want it out now. I can't do working on it no more. And
Yeah.
my editor says, Donna, you've got a strong voice. Don't worry about it. The editor's going to take over anyway if you get it published. So, anywho, I'm gonna try to get it out there in the world. And Wild West gone to Vegas, gone to Broadway, and then fall into the arms of the, Prince Charming and come over to England and slug the Queen. Who doesn't want to know?
Yeah.
I didn't mean to slug the Queen. We were at this Royal Gala of Starlight Express, and somebody was going, doesn't it make you want to get your skates on, Your Royal Highness? And she looked so awkward.
Yeah.
And I just, standing there pregnant, just got on into these shores, and I just kind of touched her arm, and I went, didn't it make you want to get your skates on?
Yeah.
Kind of how you would in Kansas, like you slap somebody on the thigh.
Yeah.
But it was like there was a lot of harumphing that went on, and anyway, I thought I had a few more things about British etiquette. But it's a cute ending, isn't it? It's a cute ending. She laughed. She laughed. It was no big deal. It's one of those things that sounds funny.
Real quick, let's play my secret silly game. This is a series of silly slumber party questions. It's no win or lose, just pure fun. And how the game works, Donna, is I ask you the question, you answer it, and then you ask me that exact same question, and I answer it. And feel free to comment on answers, because they might be funny.
Okay.
Okay.
Hit it, baby.
Donna, are you ticklish?
Yes. Tommy, only in certain places. Tommy, are you?
Yes, I'm baby ticklish. If you tickle me without warning, I might hit you in the groin.
I'm glad you warned me. I need my groin. I'm growing up on it. Okay, next.
Is your belly button an innie or an outie?
It used to be an outie, but now they turned into an innie, and I'm so grateful. How about you? I don't have the umbilical hernia. How's yours?
I have a very deep innie. It's deep. I call it the bottomless pit.
It avoids to the bottom of your button.
Yes, it does. Straight to the button. And I'm sure your outie was adorable because you are adorable.
Well, we try.
What color are your toenails painted?
Right now, well, they're sort of a pearlescent cream.
Yeah.
Because they're out in summer, aren't they? So you got to make them look kind of cute. My little pigs. My sister used to always tell people's personalities by their toes, and she used to always like pat people and then smell her hand, and she could tell everything about that person. She's so vibey. She's like a real animal lover too, and so yeah, toes are it. You can really figure out what's going on when you look at people's toes. How about yours? I bet you don't have any on, or do you have blue?
No, I have purple with sparkles.
Tommy, purple sparkles on your tootsies.
Yeah. I'll send them to you. I'll send you a picture.
that sounds like a line that like Didi Khan would say in Greece. Purple sparkles on your tootsies. Wow, who knew? Right, L.I. By the way, speaking of Greece, I saw Pat Birch on the beach.
Nice.
She's 97. She directed Greece in Greece too.
Is she still sharp?
She's beautiful, man. She's so serene, looking out to the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
I told her she's in my book. She goes, "What'd you say?" I said, "All good." But she took me under her wing, and I love that woman. And I was so happy to see her. She's still good. She's still good. Classy dame.
That's so cool.
Classy. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, no, I was really grateful.
What would you say is your best personality trait?
I'm nice.
You are nice.
I listen. I try to be kind and help people.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Oh, what's yours? You're kind of like that. You're kind of kind and nice.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a Gemini, so I have empathy and I have no filter.
Oh, I kind of like that.
Oh, yeah.
I kind of like that because it's like what you see is what you get. What you hear is what it is.
Exactly. Exactly.
Anything could come blurting out your mouth. Trevor Nunn used to call me the blurter when I first came to England because I was like that, probably a little even more then. But yeah. But sometimes it's just the words like what's it, Sissy Spacek said in Crimes of the Heart. Mm-hmm. I didn't mean to say it. The words just flew out of my mouth.
Yeah. What?
There's another good movie, Crimes of the Heart.
That's a great movie. I love that
I love
movie.
it.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's
So
Beth
many other
Henley.
movies.
Beth Henley wrote it.
Oh, she was a great writer.
Yeah.
She was a great writer. Oh, Erin Brockovich, don't ever say anything bad about Julia Roberts when you see her do that movie, man.
Yeah.
And she's still doing great work with the data centers, trying to, take all the water out of the earth. She's still up there, waving the flag. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I love those kind of movies. I find Thelma and Louise, of course. I just find them really. But also, the other kind, I like that kind of Kurt Vonnegut humor.
Mm-hmm.
Like even Cowgirls Get the Blues and that kind of irreverent, sort of thing as well. So yeah, kind of a cross between those sorts of genres are really cool. Did you go to many slumber parties, Tommy?
Not really. I mean, there was a couple get-togethers I had with like my parents' friends' kids when I was like super little. Maybe that would qualify as such, but no. By the time I got to junior high and high school, I was never invited to parties.
Oh, well, I'm sure now you would be. If
Yeah,
anybody ever has them anymore, I don't know. You didn't
yeah.
get to do the hypnotize each other and levitate and everything like that, or go to the graveyard and I don't know. Yeah, there's a lot of crazy stuff that went on then.
What what's your
It's
what's your
amazing.
guilty pleasure?
Oh my goodness gracious! I don't know if I should say on the air. I like to swing on the porch swing in the back garden.
Interesting. I never heard that answer before.
Take it as you will. Yeah. How about yours, Mister?
I love eating pizza and watching a raunchy sex comedy movie.
That sounds like a good one. That sounds like a good one. Yeah,
If you
yeah.
could
It's good to just, yeah.
if you could have anything named after you, what would it be?
Hmm. A mermaid, the one that got my Cool Ray Polaroid sunglasses in 1980.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. She could be called Donna. Donna. My name is good when you go to Italy because it's the name of woman. You understand? Capisco?
I think that's why my mom's name is Donna, because she's Italian and she was probably named after that.
Oh, well, that's so cool. What's your second name, if you don't mind?
Teresa.
Oh, well, it's very Italian, isn't it? Donna Teresa.
Yep.
Oh, my God. Does she speak Italian, or is she second generation, or?
I mean, she knows the some of the words, but she can't speak fluent. No.
Right, right, right. Oh, my God. I got to do a movie in Italy during COVID, and I was
Hmm.
trying to convince them when I got into the country that I was an essential worker.
Yeah.
And I'm like, sono attrice. And he was like, no. And I'm like, networks,
Hmm.
Netflix, movies, we need it now. And he reluctantly let me in. But that was a really cool job because I got to speak my crap Italian phonetically and learn what I could of the language because I played an Italian American lady. But I'll send you that little clip just for fun. I was quite
Okay.
proud of it. And they were so nice. And the camera team was so sweet, and they would like you finish a take, and they all eat together, and they stop, and they say thank you, and you feel very honored over there. I thought as an attrice, and I especially like being over there as a dancer because even if you don't do ballet, if you just do jazz, they call you a ballerina. Isn't that nice?
Ballerina. And then,
Ballerina.
my favorite question is: there a stinky smell that just makes you gag?
Oh, I've been thinking of things that I smell that I love these days, like coriander, um, and certain body smells without deodorant. Yes, I hate the Dove deodorant that when people
Uh,
put too much of it on.
yeah.
Oh man, oh, it gags me like a maggot. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Yeah, so that's it. Like too much Dove.
Okay, that's a good
I'm quite
answer.
sensitive to smells and stuff. I'm quite sensitive to smells.
Oh,
I'm
being
pretty bad
Italian,
about
we
that.
are too. I'll tell you.
Are you? It's just like, and I'm
Yeah.
also like, where's the window? How can I open the window? I always want air.
Yeah.
So who knows why we're weird like this, but it kind of makes sense. We're
Mine,
sensitive human beings.
mine is like farts and feet.
Your favorite or your not favorite?
My least favorite. My least
Yeah,
favorite
no,
smell.
that's not. Yeah, no, those two really aren't great, especially in combo.
Yeah.
That's probably not ideal.
No.
Well, so we must do our evolutions and keep our hygiene up to scratch, huh? So we don't put each other off in this world.
Absolutely. I have a joke for you.
All right, go on.
What do you call a boy that doesn't masturbate?
A non-baiter. No, what?
A liar. It's true. It's
On that
true.
note, I'm going to have to go eat my fish cakes now. True. Okay.
Donna, thank you.
It's great talking to you, Tommy.
Yes, Donna, thank you so much for coming back on and nerding out with me today. And I can't wait till, someone finally picks up your book, because I know it's going to be fantastic.
Thank you, my darling. I appreciate your support on that. Okay, well, you take care and have fun and keep your feet clean. You hear me?
Absolutely. Ride off into the sunset, Missy.
Right on. No, right over yonder. All right, you take care now, boy.
Okay.
Right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Well, there you have it. Donna King, ain't she a sweetheart? Oh my God, I love her energy. She is just so awesome. I can't wait till someone picks up her book, like I said, because I think she's got a pretty awesome story to tell. And that was a fun nerd out, full of energy. I kept up with her. It was so much fun. Well, until next time, this is Tommy Throwback Kovac saying there's no shame in living in the past, because the present sucks. Later, dudes.